Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
All right. Well, today I have Gary Olson with me, and he's the host right now of Maria. And we were talking before the show, and I said, hey, let's shift gears and let's talk about this. So Gary knows Maria because she's a book person, and Gary was a book person, and that means something to those who sell books. So Gary or Maria, could you tell us what it means to be a book person?
Well, whenever I was in high school, which was a number of years ago, I had a cousin who sold books, and he sold them books door to door. And one summer, back then, you got to understand this is 55 years ago, he had made a lot of money, and I found that out, and I said, hey, whatever he did, I want to do. And so I became a book person, and I sold books door to door for 3 years. And anyway, and then recently I met Maria in the early spring, and you could tell that, whatever.
Yeah, so...
Tell us about meeting Gary. Tell us how you got him as a host.
Well, first of all, I didn't sell books 55 years ago. Just finished my 6th summer. So basically, coming here from Europe, like I already said, I started selling books 6 years ago, and this summer we came to Oklahoma with a bunch of people from Europe. So I needed to take care of 17 people to find them host families, to set up the turf, figure out everything around permits and so on. And basically, our first focus whenever we come, we are looking for host families, so students feel safe and they have safe place to come back home after they're done with the job. So I was trying to approach a bunch of guys who hosted before and got in touch with one, but they couldn't really host because they were having their kids over during the summer. So he was trying to help me out and got me connected with Gary Olson. And he told me to stay very persistent with this guy because he knows a lot of people here in Oklahoma. So I have Gary's phone number. I have Gary's home address. So as a book person, you just don't really care what people really think when you show up at their door. So I just decided to come to his house, and I ring a bell, and nobody really opens the door. Then I sit down in the car thinking of like, okay, what should I do right now? So I try to call him. He doesn't answer the phone. And when I'm just about to leave their house, I just receive a call back. So Gary calls me back, and I'm trying to explain what the situation is. He didn't get it at first, and I'm like, well, I'm the book girl, like selling books door to door with Southwestern. And he like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, I'm in front of your house. And he goes like, okay, I'm in my garden. I'm like, great, like, can we just meet real quick? And he's like, sure. So I get there, and we just ended up chit-chatting for like almost 2 hours. The connection was right there because we did the same thing, and we have just such a special bond, I would say. People.
So I heard this story a little bit ago, and it just blew me away because, number one, there was this mutual respect because you guys both sold books.
Right.
So what is it about selling books that immediately connects? And I understand Gary's easy to talk to. You can spend 2 hours talking to him. But for him to go from a salesperson to, hey, I'm in my garden, like, something in there you said, I'm a book person, that spoke. So why is that a big deal?
As a book person, you need to go through really tough times, I would say. And we've been through a lot. I mean, it's not only about selling books, but it's more about how emotionally strong you are as a person as well, because you work really hard 6 days a week. 14, 13 hours a day, and you're just out there by yourself, and you got to have really big and strong self-discipline, work ethic, and really positive attitude that you want to spread around when you're meeting with people.
And you also have to be able to handle rejection,
Oh yeah.
because you're going to have
Big
a lot more people going to slam the door in their face than they are going to say, "Come on in." But you learn, and the deal is that there is a respect you have when a person says, "I'm a book person." It's just, you immediately know that if they made it through the summer, one summer, much less 6, that they are special. And so, yeah, there's an immediate camaraderie, community, respect when you're a book person.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, do you think it'd be harder to sell books today than it was 55 years ago? Like,
I would say it's really different. They did things really different. They use a lot of technology.
Mm-hmm.
We had none. Well, I guess, no, we had none. It was just cold-blooded. I had a paper map of a county around Corbin, Kentucky was my first summer. And you just took the map and you knocked on every single door. And, you had to be tenacious. You had to be persistent. And the objective for me was knocking on and having conversations with 30 different people a day. Now, that doesn't mean I may have knocked on 100 doors.
sure.
But to have a conversation
You
with 30 a
engage with
day.
30.
And if you did that 6 days in a row, you did it for the summer, you learned a lot about yourself, more about yourself than you learned about anything else. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say the same?
I would say, yeah. We have a system that we follow, and the company has been following the system for years. And that's the thing, that even though Gary sold books 55 years ago, we all know all the, I would say, the routines and all the success principles that we've been using ever since the company was established. So he was reading the same book as I was reading now, 2019, my first summer,
Yeah, which books?
Every morning.
Which books did you guys read this summer? Or
Like
your
every
first?
morning we read The Greatest Salesman in the World.
That's right.
And you just go out there, live by this principle of the book, and
Yep. Did you guys? We had Acres of Diamonds. We had Think and Grow Rich was another book I read during the summers.
yeah.
And after I finished selling books, I kept reading positive books for years and years. I bet I've read easily over 100 positive thinking books. I still read books like that, but I read other books too. But that was that's one thing I learned in the book business, was read positive books, reinforcing positive thinking.
Yeah.
So.
Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link. I really wanted to hear the story because, our podcast is about kill complacency. It's living intentionally. And I feel like our culture needs more book people, right? We need more people who are resilient and are rejection proof in a sense, and willing to go out there and do the hard because they want to better their life, right?
I would not, the one thing I would take exception to, I would say we're not rejection proof.
You're not.
No. I mean, man, I'm telling you what, you can get down. But I remember I had little tricks to get ahead. I don't know what kind of tricks you did, but I remember I had little things like I'd go out literally and I'd walk in and get in the middle of the road and I would act like a chicken and I would go, "You coward, you chicken." And then I would head to the next door. And, you did strange things to kind of get yourself.
You did that to motivate yourself?
Uh-huh, yeah. I did.
Did someone teach you that, or did you?
Oh
just
yeah,
come
they
up with
taught
it?
us that. We used to have cases where we'd carry the books in, and I remember getting up on my case one time, actually several times, and standing on my case, and I'd sing, "It's a great thing to be a bookman." It's the best thing I know. And you know people are watching you, and you just go, but you got over yourself, and that was kind of the big thing: getting over yourself, your insecurities, and quite frankly, I'll tell you my favorite story is we had a guy my first summer, and he was 17 years old, and he was a junior at Rice University. He was ridiculously smart, and I remember he's telling me he was working on cadavers, and I'm like, I didn't even know what a cadaver was, And I thought, wow. And but he went out and he sold books, but his first 7 weeks, might have been 6 weeks, but he would come in each Sunday and he'd sell 0. And I asked him, why are you out here selling books? And he said, well, my parents are both surgeons. And he said, and they said I needed to learn how to deal with people. And he'd come in every week and it's like 0.
He wouldn't sell any books.
He sold nothing. And then it was like the 7th week or 8th week. And I remember he came in and he sold like $100 worth of books. The place went crazy, pandemonium, because he sold something.
Because he tried so hard.
Yes. And the next week, he sold more. And on the 13th week, he had his best week of the summer. I think it was one of the most incredible stories I've ever seen because he overcame all kinds of things. And he was brilliant.
Think about his parents, how proud they were.
Oh, yeah. It was, and they didn't get to see what we saw. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we got to see it face to face. I think it was one of the greatest stories I've ever seen in my life. So, and he's a bookman.
Maria, how has selling books shaped you?
Oh, in many ways, I would say. I had pretty interesting summer, my first summer as well. And first of all, when you decide to sell books door to door, you really have to have strong why you're doing this. Because like Gary said, there are so many rejections during the day. People will slam the door into your face, and you gotta turn negative into positive, and you just gotta find a way how to fake it until you make it, So definitely, like not being, how to say that, like being really observant as well, and not really make decisions based on your emotions, but like really be focused on what is right. So I would say that's the big thing, just to be really emotionally strong.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Very
Because if your emotions,
If you're not,
you'll never make it.
You're gonna tuck the tail between your legs and run home.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, when you survive Bookfield, I believe you can survive anything in life.
Boy, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Is your first week the hardest? Would you guys?
Usually the beginning is the hardest.
You think? I think the hardest for me was the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I had pretty good start too.
I did too. I got in trouble because I had such a good start. I mean, it was funny. I came in. The first door I knocked on, Edith Mills was her name. I'll never forget it. And I knocked on her door, and she said, "Come on in." Well, they had like a whole house full of people, and it was my very first deal. And they bought books, and I went to my next one, and I sold this one on a Saturday afternoon. So it's my first half day on the field. And I sold like seven houses in a row. So I'm thinking, this is going to be the easiest job ever. Nobody rejected me. Everybody was nice. So
Wow.
I get on Sunday, and I remember the sales manager, he's like, "Oh, you're a failure." I mean, I'm like, "What?"
Why do you say that?
Oh, because he said, "You're going to quit. You're going to become a quitter." Because he said it's going to get hard.
Oh.
And he harassed me unmercifully. And anyway, so I had a great start, and it got harder because what happened after a while is I started judging the houses. I would decide.
You would pick the good house.
Yeah.
That can be true.
And they always said, don't skip a house. Don't judge a house by the door or the fence or the dog or the car. And they were exactly right. And I can tell you 100 stories about how they were exactly right.
But it's so funny because I would say the weirdest houses always buy. Or whenever they tell you neighbors, like, don't go to this house, you definitely go to that house and
Really?
that house buys.
Absolutely. You're so
That's
correct.
like so funny, but that's what it happens usually.
Yep.
If you want to wear a billboard of a message of kill complacency or live intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com. Mindsetshop.com. The closest thing I can compare this to in my life, this last summer, we played Bigger and Better. Have you guys ever played that?
No.
So you start with a penny, and I had told my kids about it because I did it as a youth pastor, and they were like, that sounds fun. So we went to this random town in Iowa. We were traveling through, really. And everyone started with a penny. We had 2 teams. My family, I have 6 kids. And my wife, so we had 4 and 4. And each team started with 1 penny. And the object of the game is to trade the penny for something bigger or better. And you go door to door, and you say to them, do you have something bigger or better than this penny? And to your point, like, you think you know what houses are going to give you something better? No. And it was really fun. It was really good for my kids because, you know, a 7-year-old, you have anything bigger or better? And these people don't want to tell them no. But they would give them stuff like a cat dish. Like a dirty cat dish. But they would take it because it was bigger. But
That's cool.
But it was really good. And at the end of it, I think my team ended up with $8. So it was like a pretty good return on the penny.
Yeah.
But then the other team got a TV. So
Really?
it actually worked. It was like, you know, that big.
I want to play that game too now.
Come by my house. I have a TV I need to get rid of.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. That's what happens.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But it was definitely a door-to-door. And, you know, people don't want to tell these kids no, but they would.
Yeah.
Or they would not come to the door. I bet you guys get that a lot, huh?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of people walking out, hiding. In fact,
Looking through the window.
I had one, I'll tell you one story. It was a little different than what you just said, but I knocked on the door, and the lady was like, I don't want any, and she kind of slammed the door on me, and she was rude. And so I went to the back door, knocked on the back door.
You went to the back.
And she says, what do you want? And I said, well, the lady out front, she was real mean, so I thought maybe I'd find a nice lady back here. And she became a client. I mean, I'm like, so it was, you know, but you think and you do some dumb things, but that was kind
That's
of
pretty clever.
yeah. Well, I'd heard another guy tell me about it, so I thought I'd try it. And so I just said the lady out front was mean. I was hoping there'd be a nicer one back here. So anyway, those were good old book days.
Maria, you sell books in Europe?
No, in the States.
In the States. So you come here, you get a sponsor family. I mean a host family.
Yeah, host family.
And then you go door to door. Do you guys, I mean, with technology and stuff, do you guys try to pick those neighborhoods in advance that will be book buyers
I mean,
or not?
so basically how that works, you just look at the map and you see the towns, the cities, the neighborhoods, and we usually just jump to one website, and we definitely want to have neighborhoods that are close to schools,
Okay.
you know, and so on. But other than that,
So there are some demographics.
yeah, I would say just like some statistics and so on. But other than that, I'm just such a believer in, like, you just gotta do your thing. like it really doesn't matter what the turf is, or like, because I sold books in the States, I sold books in UK, and I sold books in Canada too, because of the COVID situation before.
Okay.
And I became actually the only one from our organization who sold 3 summers in 3 different countries.
That's incredible.
So, I mean, like, I at least I always try not to prejudge the turf and where I sell, because, like, it's nothing that you can control.
Yeah. Does any of those places buy books better?
Oh yeah, you guys Americans are the best.
we buy the best.
Yeah.
Is it because we want the books, or because we don't want to tell you no?
I would say you are more enthusiastic than the other communities and other cultures. Maybe it's just because the company is based in Nashville here in the States, and the whole system was established.
Would you
over
say
here.
part of it is because the books are typically oriented towards Christian type topics?
Yes and no, but it's like back in years when Gary was selling, it was more selling like Bible books,
Right.
Okay.
Bibles. But now we sell educational books, educational system, which is
Is it like self-help books, or is it
No.
no?
it's like the reference book for home for the families,
Okay.
from like babies till college prep.
Okay.
So it's not. And then we have another product, which is Family Bible Library, which is Christian based. And then we have a few more products. So basically, the company has developed more products over years. So we have like more products that you can sell.
Yeah, ours was pretty limited. We had like
Yeah.
the Family Bible, which was a monster Bible, and then we had the Nave's Topical Bible, and then we had the children's books. We had, I think if I recall right, there were 7, excuse me, 7 children's books in a set, and I think that was all we had.
Did you carry these books with you?
Well, some people walked and rode bicycles, and they did not. I had a car,
So you did.
so I carried books with me. But most of the books I delivered at the end of the summer, and that's a little different than what
a
they
little bit
do.
different than we do, yeah. Well, as a first-year student coming from Europe to the States, usually your first summer you bike too. So that's what I did my first summer. Got some by accidents as well. But what we do when you go for another summer, usually you become a student manager, and you're the one who is kind of responsible for the new people who are coming to sell books. So usually you have a car. So when you have a car, you can pre-order all the books.
Okay.
So what I do is to find a storage unit where I store all of my books, and I have them in the car as well. So whenever, whoever buys during the summer, I just deliver the books on the spot.
Yeah, and when we did it, we would,
You would
because I
take
had
orders.
a car, I sold some books, but I would say half the books were delivered at the end of the summer.
Later.
The last week of the summer.
Yeah.
So,
Americans still do that.
yeah, it's a little different.
Just wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values, and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives, to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.